Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from in the world today, and welcome to My Brand Live. My name is Leela Singh, and I'm a personal leadership and career growth coach. And I work with career professionals, typically in the technology industry, who want to elevate their life, their career, to harness their A game, and to create new possibilities. Basically, to create the life they want by showing up as the best version of themselves. Welcome to each and every one of you who is joining me live today or catching up on replay. If you're watching live, then do please say hello in the comments and let me know where you're watching from today. And if you are watching on replay, then do hashtag replay in the comments and say hello. So today is a public holiday in the UK. It is the Platinum Jubilee celebrations of Queen Elizabeth II. And so we've got an extra day's holiday this year. So today, tomorrow are both holidays. That's a long weekend in the UK. So I'm going to keep this live short and sweet. And before I kick off with the topic of today, which is all about celebrating you. So it's not only about celebrating others, whether it's Queen Elizabeth II or anyone else, it's about how often you celebrate yourself. Rishi, hi there. Great to have you join. Thank you so much for hopping by. Good to see you, and I hope you are well, and happy long weekend to you. So before I kick into the topic today, why have I chosen to assist people in the way that I do and helping them to create the life that they want? So I'll give you a little bit of backstory. I have a corporate career spanning about 25 years where I embarked initially on a career in accountancy. I was the quiet, shy church mouse. I lacked self-esteem, self-confidence, kept myself really quiet, kept my head down, and just worked really hard, quickly realizing that actually this wasn't going to get me to where I wanted to be in my career. As a consequence, I then took a step outside of my comfort zone. It was a massive step, by the way, to then pursue a career in recruitment consultancy, so financial recruitment. And that in itself, I did for a couple of years and was the best decision I ever made, both personally and professionally, because it elevated my confidence from here up to here. And it really impacted the way that I showed up till today in the rest of my life and everything that I've always done since. I then spent the majority of my career, so almost 17 years, working in the technology industry for Hewlett-Packard Enterprise and for me Electronic Data Systems. I was there in corporate finance initially, and then I spent 10 years as a sales executive, delivering a little shy of $1 billion of business for the organization. However, all that being great and things that I always enjoyed, I always felt that I wanted more. And so in parallel, I began to immerse myself even more into my own personal development and growth. As a consequence of that, I became certified as a master practitioner in both neuro-linguistic programming and hypnotherapy. I also became accredited as a master coach and a speaker mentor and L&D trainer. And I've worked with some of the best coaches and mentors in the industry to both hone my craft and to show up as the best version of me for both my clients and for myself. I chose to leave my corporate career a little over 3.5 years ago to establish and grow my own coaching practice. So what are some of the biggest lessons that I have learned through my journey that I'd like to share with you? There's 5 of them. Number 1, your personal brand is your professional reputation. So get out there and create it. Number 2, we can do anything we set our mind to. Anything is possible. Number 3, we are the creators of our self-imposed limitations. What does that mean? It means that by being the creator of them, we can change those. We can let go of those limitations and set ourselves free to live the life that we want. Number 4, we create our own reality through our lens of the world. In other words, our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions. And therefore, we get to change that too. And 5, most people are living a life of average when in fact they can choose a life of extraordinary, creating possibilities and opportunities way beyond their imagination. And this is what I work with my clients to do. So today's episode is about celebrating. As I said, it's the Platinum Jubilee Edition. How often do you celebrate you? That is my question for you. Because as we celebrate, particularly here in the UK and across the Commonwealth, the Platinum Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth II, and this long weekend, I'd like you to stop and ask yourself, how often do you stop and celebrate yourself? Often we may feel that we're experiencing a life that's an uphill battle, a world of adversity, constantly being tough, not going our way and throwing obstacles along our path. And it's hard. It can be hard. It can be demoralizing, demotivating, and just have this like, oh, you know what, every day is like Groundhog Day. It's really hard going, and you almost give up on those aspirations that you set out for early on in your life. And as such, we often forget to stop, to really reflect, and to look at how far we have come. And what I mean by that is reflecting on our wins, our successes, our accomplishments, however big, however small. They do not have to be huge. But every single one of you, I can guarantee, has something to celebrate. Whether it's accomplishments, whether it's big successes, it could be wins in some context, whatever it is, you will have at least one thing, and I'm sure you'll have plenty of things that you can celebrate. The question is, have you ever stopped to celebrate it? So my question to you today is, how often do you actually stop to reflect on how far you have come? Because a lot of the time, what we do tend to focus on, and it's something I talk a lot about here, is looking to grow, to develop, to be a better version of ourselves, to improve our life, to look at our future vision and what we want to create. And that is great, because that is what you want to be doing. You want to be envisioning what you want your life to look like, and then get out there and create that, make it happen. And a lot of what you read about, what you hear about, what I talk about here, what a lot of other coaches and speakers and mentors in this space talk about is creating the life you want, looking at the future that you want to live, that vision, and making it happen, taking the steps to get you there. And that's a really positive thing to do. However, sometimes, as I said, you might feel that because so far, right at this point in time, things are really hard for you, that what happens is you just get almost apathy about it, or lethargic, or just can't be bothered, because you know what, things are just so hard right now. And as a consequence of that, you might give up, you might lose that mojo, that motivation to do things, to take action. And so what can you do to overcome that, and to help you to really focus on moving forward into creating the life that you want to live? And that is to stop and to look at what you already have. And I don't just mean the material things, the objects, the possessions. When I talk about looking at what you already have, I'm talking about the life that you already have, the life that you lead, the people in your life, the relationships, the experiences that you get to have. And yes, the things that you have, because let's not lie about this. For whatever reason, at all different levels, there are things that people want that they feel makes them happy. So whether it's, and some of it actually is fundamental, is having a roof over your head, a bed to sleep in at night, you know, some of the basics, food to eat, running water. So look at all of those things that you do have. Those are some of the things that I'm talking about. And then, of course, you go to the bigger things, whether it's the fancy car or the big house or whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. This is personal to you. But stop, and I invite you to look at what you already have in your life, with the people around you, the experiences that you get to have, the great experiences you get to have, whether it's spending time with your loved ones, going out and enjoying the Jubilee celebrations today, you know, going on a vacation, you know, having a meal with some friends and just catching up, whatever those experiences are. It could be doing a bungee jump or a skydive, you know, anything. Stop and really just check in with yourself and think, look, these are the things that I get to do. This is the life that I have already lived. And express gratitude for that. This is really, really important. Express gratitude for what you already have, the experiences that you have, the people that you have in your life. Why? Because by expressing gratitude and recognizing the things that you already have, first of all, it focuses you on what you already have, which means that when we get what we focus on, okay? So when we focus on the good things, the things that we're grateful for, we will naturally attract and manifest more of that into our life. So that's really, really important. And also, so the second part of that is by focusing on those things that we already have and being grateful for them, it will propel us forward because it will remind us of all of the good things that have happened to us or that we have in our life. And the reason I say this is because natural human behavior drives us to focus on what's not working, what's not going well, what's gone badly, what didn't happen the way we wanted it to. And as a consequence, we focus more and more on that, and then we start to see more of the negative things, the things that aren't working rather than the things that are. So by expressing gratitude, looking at all the great things that you do have and allowing them to really sit with you and think, you know what, I actually have a really great life. And being grateful for that will create more of that, because you'll start to see more of that in your world. You'll start to create more and manifest more of that into your life. And it will give you the impetus, that motivation, that drive, that passion to actually strive for more, whatever more is for you, whether it's elevating your life, your career, improving your relationship, getting into a relationship, changing the relationship, whatever it is, whatever's going on for you right now. But having that impetus, that motivation to do so will be much bigger when you actually stop and look at all the good things that are already going on for you and how far you have come. The motivation, that impetus will propel you forward. So I invite you to look at where you started in life. Think about the things that you've overcome, the obstacles, the challenges. Look at how much you have grown. Think about things that you do now or the experiences that you've had that you would never have imagined being able to do. They don't have to be huge. It doesn't matter what anyone else's perception is, but it's what's important for you. It could be something that others might perceive small, but for you it was huge. It was maybe stepping up and asking for what you want, whether it's in a relationship or it's in the workplace, whatever. But you did that, and it was really hard for you. But that's a win. That is a personal win, because it's something you probably wouldn't have done before, but you've gone and you've done it this time. So really look at everything in your life and look at how far you've come, how you've grown, how you've evolved, the increase in your resilience, becoming stronger, and being able to push yourself even more, realizing what you are capable of. Look at the changes that you've had to take on, whether it's in your personal, your professional life, and how you've embraced them, how you've responded to them. And also there are areas where you might look and think, God, I could have done that better, but I didn't. And that's a learning, and learning is growth. So again, it's looking at how far you've come, looking at what you've learned. There's so much to this. Although this is, as I said, this is quite a short live today, but there is so much to this subject. If you really take the time to stop and listen and to tune into yourself and to reflect. Some of the things that others may deem small, but you might think are really big, could be just some of your responsibilities that you have. Could be running your home, taking care of your family, managing your health. Could be taking care of an elder relative who's not so well. Those things are challenges. They're hard, and they build character. Trust me, I've been there. So they're all things that help us to grow, to evolve, to become a better person. So think big picture. Think big picture of all the different areas of your life, all the things that you've overcome, that you've had to do, and really acknowledge yourself for that. Just some other examples could be, as I said, speaking up in whatever context that might be. Maybe it's something you've not done before. Asking for what you want. A lot of people don't because they're scared. They're scared of offending people. They're scared of getting rejection. Whatever the reason is, they don't do it. It could be that you did something new. And I can assure you that every single one of you right now, listening to this, watching this, will have at some point in your life done something that you've never done before. So again, pat yourself on the back, acknowledge yourself for that. Maybe you've taken on a challenge in your life, whether it's something in the sports world, or in terms of your fitness. Perhaps it's in terms of the career, whatever it might be. It might be a new hobby or interest, but something that's been a challenge for you, that's really pushed you, taking you maybe out of your comfort zone. These are all the things that are wins, that are accomplishments for you. And what about overcoming adversities? What adversities have you had to overcome in your life? Again, they could be big trauma, or they could be things that have been smaller, but they've had a big impact on you. Maybe they've held you back or had you playing small. And now you've been able to overcome that, and it's allowed you to move forward. Think about aspects of your job, your career, your business. Think about relationships, maybe your health, your family. Again, think big picture of all the little wins, the big wins, the successes, the accomplishments. And this is personal to you. This isn't about what anyone else thinks. And really start to get clear on that. Write it down, write a list of everything, and then stop and look at that list and think, have I really stopped to acknowledge myself? Have I stopped to celebrate me and how far I have come, and the impact that I'm making in my life and to the people around me and to the world around me? Celebrate, and celebrate in your way, in the way that suits you. It's not about celebrating to please other people or to show other people. It's about what you want to do to celebrate. It might be just taking a day off and sitting reading a book. It could be treating yourself to a spa, a massage or something, a day at a spa, or just going for a treatment. It could be going and playing a round of golf, or going to watch a sports game, a match, a football match, cricket, whatever. Whatever is something that lights you up, that excites you. It could be going for a meal with your loved ones. Whatever it is for you that's a celebration. And again, the celebration can be big or small. It's personal to you. So whilst today, or this weekend, we're celebrating the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and we're celebrating her and her commitment to the country and to the Commonwealth, and all that she's done to serve the people for 70 years. Stop and look at all that you've accomplished, all that you have achieved, all that you have done, and all that you've overcome. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge those wins, the success, the accomplishments. Acknowledge the feelings, the emotions you experience from what you've done. And celebrate. Celebrate in your own way. And again, if you're wondering why is this important? Because by doing that, by acknowledging yourself, by recognizing all of this, it will propel you forward to being, to doing, and to having even more in your life, and to being more fulfilled, living a more fulfilled life. So that's my invitation to you today. And I hope you've got some takeaways. Let me know in the comments what's been your biggest takeaway from listening today, what you are going to do. Maybe share some of the wins that you probably hadn't considered before as being wins. What are they? And how do you feel about them? And how are you going to celebrate? So share in the comments, let me know. And by all means, if you're watching this on replay, tag me in, message me, let me know your thoughts on this. And I wish you a great weekend ahead. Before I go, if you haven't already done so, do grab your copy of the Personal Brand Playbook, which is a book I've put together detailing the 6 facets of personal branding that I believe are critical to achieving a successful career. And also it's impactful in your own life as well. So it outlines these facets, and it gives you a brand audit to complete so you can identify the biggest gaps in your life and what you can do to close them. So it shares some best practices and strategies that you can take away and implement immediately in your day-to-day life. So if you haven't already grabbed your copy, please do click on the link in the comments and you can pick that up today. Also, I invite you to head over after this to my YouTube channel. Again, the link will be in the comments shortly. And check out previous episodes of my lives. And I'm sure there'll be things in there that will be of interest and of benefit to you. And it also includes all of the video versions of my podcast, My Brand HQ. So you can go there and check those out as well. Most of them are interviews with leaders in the technology industry. When I say leaders, they could be people early on in their career or CEOs and everything in between. But every single person has a great story to share of overcoming adversity, their successes, their accomplishments, their learnings, and sharing some great insights with you. So take the time to go over and listen to those as well. Until next time, remember to build your influence, make an impact, and keep showing up as the best version of yourself. Take care, have a great week, and I'll see you next time.